Hello everybody, Adam here, and before we get into today's episode, just a quick announcement. We are getting very close to the end of Season 7, and by extension the end of Shadows of the Jedi, our second full campaign. I know there's still plenty of episodes to come for you as listeners to listen to, but back here behind the scenes at FMHQ, we are getting very close to recording our table chat, which will probably be happening mid-September time. So if you have any questions you want us to answer in that table chat, please get them through to us as quickly as possible. And you can do that in a number of ways. You can email us at forcemajeurepod@gmail.com. You can mention it in the Discord, ideally in the Q&A channel. You can pop it on our Patreon if you're a patron. You can contact us via any of our various social medias. We are on Mastodon, we are on Twitter still for some reason, we are still on Facebook, and we are more commonly to be found on Bluesky, and links to all of those social media accounts are found in the show notes. So yeah, if there's anything you want us to talk about when we kind of do our wrap session, please drop us a line and let us know. And that is all I want to say about that. So, without any further ado, you know how it goes. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host, and today's episode will be brought to you after these words from our sponsors.
Looking for a new podcast? Come escape with Dice Company, a D&D adventure where four unlikely friends battle an evil empire. We've got epic storytelling,
Time for a new life, maybe a new name to go with his new face.
thrilling fights,
What he'd like to do is kick this guy in his zombie balls.
terrible teamwork,
If you want to do it, you can do it yourself.
and an extremely literal automaton.
For the mushrooms to work, they must be passed through a reindeer, and you must drink their urine.
That's Dice Company, available wherever you get your kicks.
We flash back to our time at the Doc's family compound. Tychus is in the workshop, grease-stained up to his elbows in the engine of the Grebnax that he's currently still trying to tune up and install in place. Kay has wandered off for a little bit of fresh air, and Royce wanders in, peering to see exactly what his brother is up to. Roy, good to see you, mate. How are you doing?
I'm okay. You know what? I haven't been able to hang out with kids like this since, since you were one. And there's so many.
Aye, just enough to keep you occupied. Speaking of keeping ourselves occupied, so obviously I'm currently building this thing here so we can go beneath the centre of Cerea and go and investigate and get the jump on the imps that are snooting around.
Oh, it's going to be an amazing academic experience. I'm already working on worksheets.
Oh, excellent. But I'm having to build some life support stuff for the Doc because he's not quite so good at surviving in this kind of environment, whereas mine and Kay's armor will do the job, and I've not had a chance to put any more bits on Clementine, but I'm also kind of aware that you are well overdue an upgrade, really. It's been quite a while since I've had a chance to build anything for you. Is there anything that you want? Anything you think you're missing? Any new toys that you're quite interested in?
Two of the Doc's wives said that I am lacking, maturity. Do we have any of that?
Be honest, I think I'm kind of deficit in that a wee bit myself at the moment, but I can always see what I can do. I'm not sure I like the thought of you being too mature, Roy.
Well, can we have a conversation man to man for a moment?
And Roy takes an immediately sort of gentlemanly stance and slaps on a moustache, his magnetic one.
I am aware that as one reaches an age of maturity, there are changes that happen to a young man. This program is enabled for when you decide you are ready to be that man, or woman, or creature, or gender-neutral biodiverse existent. You get to choose what you want to be. You will have found a path in your life where you may decide that you are now of the older generation and look upon your youth with a tearful eye and 20/20 hindsight. But I am a simple country droid, and I do not yet know what paths lie before me. I do not know what I have to do. To be completely honest, I mostly just follow you. But
And here he changes again.
I don't really know where we're going yet, and your adulthood and maturity loadings, they haven't really helped me. I was made to be with these, and then I was made to be with you. But I don't know what you need me to be anymore. So I guess when you decide what I'm meant to be, then I can be it. You okay there, buddy? You got something in your eye.
I never thought that I was holding you back from being you. Like, you were made to look after me, aye, but you're still a person in your own right. Maybe you need to think about what you want you to be. Because all I want you to be is my brother, and you always will be my brother, no matter what road you walk down or where our futures take either of us. You can't change that.
At this, he kind of slaps you on the back, but at the correct level for not causing harm, because he knows he's very good at doing this.
Well, in that case, you better work out what you want to do, because I'm going to be standing right there beside you, bro. I mean, it has been a bit of a ride. We created life. We made a clone. It's probably dead now. But hey!
I created some life, we took an awful lot more. And we're going on an adventure to the centre of a planet. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Oh, speaking of, pass me that wrench.
Up.
You're listening to Force Majeure. This is the campaign Shadows of the Jedi. Thank you so far for coping with this show. It's been a pleasure so far, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And now we're going to get to the bit of the show where, if you haven't figured it out so far, is we introduce our voices to you with our characters, so whilst you're listening to the show, you can remember who is who. So I am Ed Fortune, and I'd like my lovely, lovely friends, who are also players, to introduce themselves. Shall we start with Adam?
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm playing Tychus Bar, a Basilisk Guardian Armourer and War Leader. My emotional strength is my bravery, and my emotional weakness is my recklessness.
Hi, I'm Mikey. I play Dalen Kyrain. He's a human starfighter racer Turo striker. His emotional strength is his compassion, his emotional weakness is his hatred.
Hi, I'm Ross. I play Dr. Smex Karam Denelwa, a Serene consular healer whose emotional strength is his compassion, but whose weakness is his obstinacy.
Hi, I'm Mim. I play Roy. Roy is a modified B1 battle droid with a career as a hired gun and a bodyguard, and a specialisation as a heavy. He also has an obligation of 40 to the Bar family.
Before we start the adventure, we're going to, rather than re-rolling the Destiny pool, I think we're just going to declare it, which is, for those paying attention at home, on your special Force Majeure limited edition laser display boards, we are on 4 light and 4 dark. Extremely limited edition, as in they don't exist. Moving on to the scene itself, when we last left the lovely adventurers, they were in the heart of the world Cerea, which was a strange organic force temple to the pastoral joy and the living, beating heart of a world in an extremely odd sort of way. And I believe you're all piling into the Grebnaks. Who's going in first? What are you doing?
Well, I think having left the other hand of the mother, the left hand of the mother, with our bags full of trinkets and an eye on our oxygen readings, and also being very aware of the vision that we've just had of Lord Vader commanding not quite an invasion of Syria, but close to, I think as we're piling into the Grebnaks, Tychus, in a bit of a state, goes, okay, right, we need to get back close enough to the surface that the comms can cut through the electromagnetic interference, and Doc, you can warn your wives and get some kind of alert going on that the Empire is up to some nefarious stuff. That's going to take, by my calculations, a little bit of travel, because we've got to burrow up through the mantle to get near to it, but as soon as it does work, I'll let you know when we're in range.
Tychus, do we need to keep this vehicle afterwards?
No, I don't think so.
Then we can get there quicker.
I have another thought, though, about if we're going to use this and then discard it when we're done. I have an idea about how we can get the most out of the Grebnax as we're getting out of here, and it's this. We can't do anything at the moment about that Star Destroyer that's currently up in orbit. Like, it's too big. We can't do anything about this Lord Vader and whatever he's planning here. But Kenobi is on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
I recognised the background of the vision we saw him in. That's in the park. You know how we thought we were being observed and we found some trash on the way to the pool that we went in to get here?
Mm-hmm.
He's around that area there. And while we might not be able to do anything about Lord Vader, we absolutely can shank that wrong'un.
Do you think he's controlling this Vader?
I don't know, but I think he's the eyes on the ground for any kind of digging and invasion force that's going to happen here. And I think if we bushwhack him, that is going to set them back long enough for the Doc's wives to be able to do something that would mean it's too diplomatically risky for the Empire to start asset stripping the core of your planet, Doc.
Yeah. The more time we can give them, the better.
As you all jump into the machine, Kay,
Yeah.
in your heart, so like immediately there's a part of you that connects to the Force, and it connects to the part of the Force that the thing that set you on this path to begin with, the thing that made you leave the Empire, that kind of connection opens up, and there is the best way I can describe it is an offer, and the offer that is given to you is one of fear, and it is one of misery, but there is power here. There is incredible power, but it is definitely coming through a darker emotion. You are being presented with power, but the power comes from an incredibly dark place.
I stop as I'm pressing the various different space buttons to make this thing fly. And just look to the side.
Look inside.
Like I'm considering something in my head. I shake my head, and then I keep going with the buttons.
Okay.
His thought is that power is great. All of these people in front of us have power. I don't need... Power is what blew up. Power is why I'm here. I had power. I don't need it. I just need what I've got.
As you deny, you look to the left, and you see the face of the sun, and the toxic environment that you're in. You see that its eyes are glowing, and the face itself is starting to melt, and the mouth, the cave entrance is closing.
Everybody get strapped in quicker. All right? I'm going to start getting the engine going while I'm doing my pre-flight checks.
Yeah, Tychus clicks in, fires up the life support systems again, fires up the scanner suite.
Can I have a piloting check from our pilot, and can I also have a mechanics check from our mechanic? If the other two members of the party also want to suggest how they're contributing, please do.
Give me a difficulty, please.
It is 2 purple, and I'm going to spend a dark side, because I can, and flip one of those into a red.
Can I assist in any way with, I don't know, maybe my perception to help advise of the terrain or anything that's coming up in advance?
Bat?
Do you want to go full bat watch?
I want to go full bat watch, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say difficulty 2, and I'm going to ask you to roll first, but I'm going to give you a bonus blue, simply because of bat and bat watch mode.
So be very careful about what people shout, okay? Because I will take that as being the priority targeting and everything. Right, so my perception is 2 yellow. So I've got 2 yellow, 2 purple and a blue. We're rolling. Well, I'm not helping.
Are you, in fact, hindering?
I am, in fact, adding an additional threat as I continually tell you about interesting geographical aspects of the layers that we're passing through.
I ignore at least 1 black dice in this, so I am blanking you completely.
The absolute roll was a wash on failures or successes, but 1 threat.
Oh, look at the striations!
I'm going to deal with that threat later. In fact, I'm going to say it's going to cause a point of strain to whoever's piloting, unless someone. Yeah, I feel that's fair. I feel that's been generated. As Roy is like, and it's like that pure psychic damage.
Those over there contain lovely, lovely crystalline structures.
Roy, Roy, I have too many people in my head at the best of times. I'm trying to concentrate.
Ross, does the doc want to do anything? You could be monitoring people's life signs, for example. You could be helping Tychus.
I mean, I was going to be generally saying whether I could, monitor life signs and administer to anybody's strain, hand out candy bars, that sort of thing.
Keep checking on Kay's blood pressure, okay? Because I think it's going to be rising.
I think the focus of trying to ignore Roy has really helped. Because I rolled 3 successes, 1 advantage, 2 triumphs, and a light side point, which I'll add into an advantage.
We just turn out directly in the middle of Kenobi's camp.
Wait a second, are we accidentally ruining the timeline here?
Can I suggest something, Ed? For those triumphs, as the place is coming down, it allows us to see another way out. Basically,
yes.
The ceiling cracks open and I say, I'm going to thread the needle, boys, and we go straight up.
You look and you realise that an entire section of the thing is coming down. You shred through. But what I'm going to say is, as you kind of dive through the central area, which is the Father, the Mother, you find like a path through, and you almost do, because Star Wars is owned by Disney, so you get a full theme park ride style experience.
Oh yeah.
Magma flowing and bubbling underneath us and swirling through the caverns as you dodge and weave.
There is a malevolent force that has been released as you leave this area. Without touching it, it's done its thing, it's gone off, and this malevolent force rushes through you, and Kay's just like, yeah, it's just Tuesday. It's like, there's that level of any nonsense that would have occurred due to certain consequences is completely negated by your competent driving. It's the equivalent of Godzilla rises and you just go, nope. If you see what I mean, like literally just dive past this malevolent force and manifest, and you're like, no.
Actually, what happens is the wave hits. Kay's focusing on the drive, and he grips his teeth and says, "Want to get in my head? Get in line!" And we just.
How would you like to spend the other triumph?
I think finding the way out and through that way, if we can, considering we're a particularly force-sensitive group and we're being pushed by this wave of force sensitivity, maybe our ability to control the force in itself acts as a buffer and kind of bumps us along. Like a wave of psychic stuff that we ride out of the...
Can I please make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay. If there is this massive wave of energy, and what we are trying to do is give people time and send out a mass message, what if this ripples through every single force-sensitive person? And they just get this slight feeling of something's coming. Just
cool.
Everyone, everywhere, is something's coming. And they turn their eyes to look, and it gives them, a quicker starting point.
That's if we can do that's really cool.
Can I have a pure force roll from the doc, please?
I have rolled 2 light side pips and 1 dark side pip.
Which one are you picking?
The light side pip.
Obviously, because it's the dark.
I am not a traitor. We are not doing that episode.
It starts with the kind of the complicated spores and network of spores of the life forms that live not only in your own body but also within the weird jellyfish thing that you've adopted as a pet, and of the creatures of the place that you've left. That weird silicate life form based life, little kind of motes of energy, and then it builds to every single piece of fungus and every single piece of bacteria across the planet, and then it hits the trees, and then it hits the squirrels and the rats and the insects and the beetles and the people and the places and the things.
We are now transmitting on my signal network.
Literally, you are plugged in, and you get to press one button. Just vibes, entirely allowed for the doctor to just be like, just vibes, but you can push.
Let's go with look up. Someone on the planet is going to notice a Star Destroyer and go, let's pay attention.
So is that prepare?
Yes.
So is that like get ready
it gives you an idea of what to prepare for as well, because somebody's going to see it, but yeah.
So is that preparing as in you coil your hand into a fist, or is that preparing as in brace yourself?
It's got to be a brace. It's got to be a. This is a moment where things count. This is if you were waiting for a sign that now there was a decisive moment in your lives. This is it. The Empire is present. There is a Star Destroyer up there, so look and react accordingly.
Anticipation, perhaps. Immediate anticipation. That it on the back of your neck, hackles rising.
Yes. I think we found lots of different ways of describing this particular vibe. So, alert.
That's probably the best word, actually. That is fantastic, because it's neither negative nor positive, but it is. And it's the perfect way to describe that immediate, I don't know what has changed, but something has got me alert. Yeah, that's really good, I think.
So, immediately after that moment, nothing. Like, you can hear the thrum of the engine. I still want the result of that mechanics roll from...
I am waiting for a difficulty. I assume it's difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2, yes, please.
Were you upgrading for me as well?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. A bit of a counterpoint, really, to Kay, because I got 2 successes, but a despair.
Okay. The direction that you're going in, it's going to take you directly to where you want to be, but it's also going to take you through, essentially, rather than like the flowing rock, it's going to take you straight through.
I mean, luckily we have a mining drill at the front for specifically this purpose, but...
Yes.
Yeah.
So, there is an overwhelming sense of calm. And then there is completely nothing as everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. You hear the voice of Benakai, and Benakai he doesn't use words. There is a vibe of...
Yes, I am at your side.
And it's just like a confirmation of alliance. Roy, you also get the same sense. You get a sense of kind of because we've established a rapport, if you see what I mean. But it's not through the Force; it's through the novel senses that Roy has developed over time.
Yeah, like the tiny fluctuations that mean he's kind of present.
It's that frequency you're tuned into.
Whenever something strange is happening with the Force, I might not recognise the Force. I might occasionally recognise tiny changes in things that no one else would know to look for. But mostly, I look at Tychus and see whether his forehead is doing that weird thing that it does whenever something weirdly Forcey is happening.
You just get this little look and they make that little Y shape on your forehead.
I think I had Benakai in my head again.
No, it wasn't just me then.
No,
definitely not.
I'm a bit concerned that those Star Destroyers are probably happy to leave Benakai and his space whales doing their thing on the outskirts of the system. But if he starts coming closer to the planet...
I mean, he's big, but he's not that big, is he?
No. And, like, that pickets at least 1, if not 2 Star Destroyers. I really hope that he doesn't do something that means he's going to get blown out of space. I'm not sure I could live with that on my conscience.
Yeah.
And then the other shoe drops. As everyone takes 2 points of strain, as you smash through, and I'm going to kick off the despair, that's the strain kicking in, as you hit essentially like a lava flume, and its pure obsidian shatters through, and for the briefest of moments, everything, the engine fails, the system fails, everything turns red, it all goes. Griff! There's steam everywhere, there's red lights screaming, and there's an alarm going off. You don't know why Tychus put it in there, but the alarm is going off. Hoses have detached on the spring, and you can see this spiderweb on the canopy as it just cracks and cracks and cracks, and then blessed daylight.
All the way through this, Kay is incredibly calm, annoyingly calm about that thing.
As you smash into the skyline, you can see trees, you can see the park, and the whole thing twists. And I don't think we're going to need a piloting roll for this, as the thing crashes into trees and skids magnificently, and then stops.
As it stops and the things start falling, and you can see hear the sparks of the ship and the bits of the trees landing on the roof of it. Yeah, okay, we're here.
A tree falls behind you in a kind of crash, and security forces. No, those aren't security forces. Those are thugs. start running towards you with weapons. You recognise these people as the people that you snuck past. These are a criminal sort. These are not Imperial forces, and they're certainly not Syrian security. These are people who definitely should not be here, who are running towards you and are heavily armed. And on that, I'm going to ask for everyone to give me... it's going to have to be vigilance checks, please.
And remember, we are all strapped in at the moment because we buckled up.
Yeah, it's fine. That just means I have to shoot through the vehicle to get to us.
So they're running towards you. They know something's happened. You are all in a protective shell right now.
We can't stay here, though, can we? They're just going to outflank us and then use heavy. We're doomed if we stay here.
Aye, but we have got at least this. Roy, get on the ship guns.
Can you get my leg out of the webbing?
Yeah, one of his hands just kind of unclips around Roy's leg. Okay, it's party time for me and you. Initiatives, I got 2 success, 2 advantage.
I got 2 success, 1 advantage.
I got nothing.
I have a success and a triumph.
That means you go first. Ed, if you tell me what the NPC's got, I'll build the initiative order.
Both minion groups got a flat wash, so they're also on 0.
Yeah, and I think PCs beat NPCs for initiative.
They do. So what you all get to do is, well, the way this works narratively is they're still running towards you. So, like, they've had an enormous crash, and you're a bunch of heavily armed maniacs who are about to climb out of your space clown car and cause a lot of, like, they're not expecting this. They're not expecting anything. They've heard something go bang. Oh, Doc, part of the triumph. As you see these trees falling around, you look out into the sky, and a thunderstorm has picked up. And the trees, there's a massive creaking sound. The sound behind you, everything feels energized.
The weather is on our side.
So, Doc gets a free maneuver, but who is taking the first slot?
The Doc would like to use this newly acquired force ability called Battle Meditation. So, I'm making a force roll, which fortunately has 2 light and 1 dark side point. Well, fortunately has 2 light side to balance out the 1 dark side point, and I would like to use both of the light side pips, I think for everyone's this right, to add 2 automatic successes. Well, each one can add automatic success to all checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets, which I'm assuming is everyone around me, up to my presence, which is probably pitiful. Up to 3 presence of 3. Okay, so that's all 3 of you lot. It's before the end of my next turn. I'm not using the dark side pip, so I'm not going to cause strain on you all while I'm doing it. So I'm assuming that's 2. So I can add 2 successes to all the checks you make until the end of the turn. Off you go.
Yeah, that'll do.
We are a unit.
What do you want to do for your manoeuvre? Do you want to, now we're on the surface, send the comms message out to your wives?
That's the priority. We're cover me while I type this. Hit send.
Okay. Are you summarising what you've just seen?
Yes. The nature of the threat, there is Imperial presence on the ground. They are trying to dig down to what turns out to be a massive cyber crystal cave deposit in the centre of the planet. There's a Star Destroyer upstairs. Please look at that.
They'll know about the Star Destroyer. They're hardly subtle things.
But, okay, I'm not sure what the normal standard procedure is for for a planet under Imperial control when a Star Destroyer goes by, other than let's look like we're not doing anything shifty. But
I always assumed it was a permanently stationed picket, is the impression I got from Ed, rather than just cruising by.
I'm sorry, if you were talking about what do you do when a Star Cruiser flies by as a planet, are you trying to say that has to be the equivalent of planet casually? Just fly casually, guys. Just planet casually. Just.
You will know this. There is a reasonable Imperial presence, as in it's not a Super Star Destroyer. It's just a regular Star Destroyer, because that's bad enough. And there are some other kind of essentially surveillance. They'll tell you that it's security, but they're essentially hyperspace surveillance ships, and an absolute load of lambda transport and the kind of the blocky transporty ships. Essentially, lots of angry triangles in the sky.
Yeah, but we've just found the thing they would like to most mine from us at the moment in time, and we want to protect, and we want to preserve the integrity of our national parks. Please get your not in my backyard mitts on now.
What the Empire currently has as a presence is enough for them if they wanted to bring in anything bigger or worse, they could do so easily. this is the opening salvo of an invasion. But it's there to help for your protection.
Yes, but now I'm summoning all the diplomatic channels of the planet to go, please, start hindering.
This is the diplomatic collective power of a planet full of mostly women. I think we're going to do okay with this.
Next initiative slot, please. The second player slot, please.
Do you want to go before me? Because I'm going to be kind of trying to get as close to them as possible.
Mim, I don't know if you want to go before me to pop out and use the
good plan.
Laser that's on the Grebnax, which is a gunnery check to vaporise at least one squad of minions.
Should I check if they're friendly?
I think we're past that, Roy. Vape them!
Okay.
You can make me a perception check as well as a free thing if you say if you recognise any of them.
It's best not to. They might be friends.
At this moment, because I've already been told to shoot, if you want me to do a perception check as to whether or not I recognise it, it'd be like,
oh hey, that's Dave! Bye, Dave!
But yeah, it's a gunnery check. It is inaccurate 1, which means you add a setback to it.
So, as you get the weapon, it's strange. It's clear skies. Even though there's smoke and there's weather and there's stuff, as far as you're concerned, it's clear skies. Get an additional blue.
Ooh, this is good murdering weather.
In addition to the bonus from the battle meditation, so the world itself is on your side.
Gee, I almost feel sorry for them. Oh boy.
That's 3 successes, but 2 threat.
So that's 130 wounds to that minion group head.
Wow. Do you want to describe the creator, or shall I?
Can I do it?
Yes, absolutely.
So he's quite casual as he sets everything up, because they're quite far away. They're running towards us. There's not whistling, but a pre-recorded whistling song comes on to indicate casualness. And then he just very rapidly lines up and fires a couple of big rounds in a nice short semicircle. Just boom, boom, boom. And as each crater is exploding, you see the dust, the debris go up. You don't so much see the bodies go up, but you do notice that when everything has stopped, you can't really see any whole people. And everything's the same kind of brown colour, so there's not much blood because of the amount of dirt mixed in with everything. But it's very neat and tidy, and he can't help but think to himself that you could plant 3 perfect trees there. Very large trees, and they've already got fertilizer.
Finished!
A couple of things happen in response. So 2 threat means that what's happened with the weapon is, because of the way it's built and the angle that you're at, it's now cocked up, if you see what I mean. So you're gonna have to spend more time. It's like pointing upwards, so you're gonna have to spend some time like moving it back to position, because like the braces and things were not designed for this energy. Certainly they weren't designed to be firing up a hill at an angle and exploding. So you're bent out of position weapon-wise. That's going to be a thing that you'd have to fix before you use this weapon again. The other thing is that the half of the other minion group that are heading in the other direction are leaving. Half of them are still running towards you and like with weapons and looking to one side as their friends are gone, are just running away.
Fine. Can I take the next initiative slot then, Mikey? Because you're going to want to run out.
Yeah.
For one of his manoeuvres, Tychus unclips himself, pushes open the door to the Grebnax on his side, and rolls out behind it, taking cover. Then my second manoeuvre is going to be aiming, and then I'm going to unload with Clementine at the group that are running away.
Oh, we're not going to shoot at people running away. Okay, just checking. I'm adding that to my morality overdrive.
We can't have him going back and telling Kenobi we're here, not until we're ready for him.
This doesn't take your force, though.
Tychus flirts heavily with the dark side because he's a pragmatist and has form for backshooting people.
He does.
6 success and 1 threat, so I can't blast or anything, but that is 17 damage pierce 1. What I'd also like to do here, Ed, as part of that, is I have a new talent called Careful Planning. Once per session, I can introduce a fact into the narrative as if I'd spent a destiny point, and the fact I would like to introduce is that one of the minions who was running back to General Kenobi could never remember where General Kenobi was indeed camped. And so in his data slate, which has survived, is a map to their encampment that he's dropped as he's been plasma blasted in the back.
Yeah, the one with the suspiciously large radio pack and the microphone and the thick rimmed glasses and the name badge that says radar. That one.
Yeah.
Because it's Star Wars and it doesn't do something. Yeah, shot straight through the head. I'm going to say that they are dead or dying at that point, essentially.
I mean, I'd hope so with that much damage. That take out Tychus. So,
as you open fire, like also because it punches through what little armor they have, and they weren't terribly prepared for. They're expecting to deal with wayward tourists. They're not really equipped for heavily armed rebels. As the battlefield calms down, we come to Kay's action, and Kay, as you look up, you see very far up the hill, in the distance, a red lightsaber ignite. And we're going to come back to your action next episode.
Force Majeure is played using the Star Wars Force and Destiny game system by Edge Studios. Our intro music is by the amazing Sly Fox Audio. Check out more of her work at soundcloud.com/SlyFoxAudio. Our outro music is Suburban Outlaw instrumental version by Forget the Whale, used with gratitude under a Creative Commons license. Many of the sound effects and soundscapes are created using Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sounds. If you're enjoying the show and want to support us, there's 3 ways you can do that. The first is by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/ForceMajeurePod, where for as little as $1 a month you get access to outtakes, adverts, various other stuff, and my fortnightly ramblings. You can drop us a coffee at ko-fi.com/ForceMajeurePod, or you can leave us a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to interact with us, there's a few ways you can do that. We are on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter as @ForceMajeurePod, and we're over on Mastodon as @ForceMajeurePod at dice.camp. You can also join our Discord, link in the show notes. Thank you very much for listening and being with us as we tell these stories. We hope you are having fun, and we will see you next time.